Hello Commanders, welcome to the command table. My name is Matt and I have my attempts for Leshir from this morning. We'll share those with you as well as some builds that some other people have come up with, and we'll get right to that. But first, if you'd please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. We also update our builds as we go on Discord, so feel free to join the Command Table Discord channel. The link will be in the description. Okay, let's get right after it. This was where we started. I saw a build that Malok was using, so we copied it almost exactly. I think my ECs are just a little bit lower than where his were. But we have immunity just long enough to work through the storm callers. It would have been better if the assassins in the back had gotten that top storm caller a couple seconds sooner, but two of my ECs died somewhere along the way. I'm not sure exactly what went down. Yeah, and I didn't turn off my notifications, so I had a few things pop up as this was going through. But as you can see, it's not going so hot, and it's ultimately going to fail. So let's go ahead and skip ahead. Oops, there we go. The next one, I figured I would give Anturium's build from a while ago a shot, but the Stormcallers gave me a shot right there and melted my entire setup. So the enhanced range really changes the dynamics of using that build. I imagine there might be a way to incorporate a barrier monk or something in there, but it's just, I don't know if it's going to be worth messing around with. I apologize for the background noise. If you want a video, you're going to get some additional sound effects in the background. So we went back to the Malok build, and I moved my ECs back behind the Wraiths, and that made it a little bit better to where the ECs weren't taking some of those first hits. They're kind of buried in the midst of all the Wraiths, so the Wraiths kind of take some of those hits. And we are able to have success with this one. So we're able to get it done, and it does go for quite a while, and it would have been a one-shot if I hadn't taken damage off previously. So this one, I try it again. This goes through the stats so you can see what unit levels I'm using and what artifacts and everything like that. But when I tried it again, I actually don't think this one succeeded. I think this one failed again. So a little bit of RNG in there. I think a lot of it just depends on how soon your units get to the Stormcaller and if they have any weird delays or sidetracks along the way. But if you can get those Stormcallers out, then that solves the vast majority of the problem. In some of the later builds, we try using two groups of assassins to just make sure that the Stormcallers are gone, and that solves a lot of the problem. But your units just need to have the push to get all the way through to those Stormcallers, and that's the biggest part of the battle. So I think, if I do remember correctly, this one was also a fail. So we'll see what happens here. Or maybe I got it. Yeah, maybe I did. Huh, I guess we'll find out soon enough. We'll skip ahead and see how we did. Yeah, okay, I got it. Never mind. Oh, it's on my second profile where I had the blip. Okay, yes, here it is. So my second profile, not nearly as high on the unit levels, and I obviously struggle because I cannot get to those Stormcallers in time. See, the spiders get in the way there, and that one Stormcaller lives long enough to shred a couple of ECs, and now I'm just down to the two, and it's not going to be enough to get the job done. So we'll go ahead and skip ahead since the attempt fails there. Now I switch it up a little bit, and I throw in some arcane blades, because I figure, you know, while the bulk of the units are stuck up front, I could have those arcane blades penetrating towards the back line, clearing up some of the units along the way, and even reaching to the Stormcallers. One Stormcaller lives, though, and ends up shredding everything that was pushing on the bottom, so this one ultimately fails as well. It's been a rough morning, and not just for me. I think pretty much everybody's having a hard time. Evan proposed a build So we had the build from Malok, and now we're on to Evan's build. He put the bomb bots up front, and that clears up some stuff on the top and the bottom, and look how much faster the units push through to those storm callers. Again, this one on the bottom manages to survive, so I may need to rearrange some of my units to put some of the higher level ones down on the bottom just to get a little bit more push down there, because one fraction of a second and I could have made it. So I went ahead and ran it again, and I was able to complete the heart. So starting at 74%, I am able to get it done, and you'll notice that both of those storm callers go down much sooner. So much higher unit levels on the top. I think I've got my highest level warhounds that went across the top, and that's why it was able to push a lot faster. It really makes a difference getting to that third power stone slot. So anyway, we'll skip ahead since that's all repetitive, but yeah, you kind of have to have the force resistance elixir since the ECs would be stunned otherwise. The regen is necessary because otherwise they'd die after a couple earthquakes. And the immunity kind of gets you to the boss and gets through most of those minions. So let's see, this one will show you the stats for my secondary profiles units, so you can see what I'm working with. Yep, there's my highest level warhounds on the top there, and then level 94 bombots, level 102 direwolves. I've only ever found the need for 2 direwolves, so I'm not going to bother leveling the other ones except for completing bounty hunt quests. I'll get them all to a decent level for that, where they can have 2 power stones, and the rest of the shards are going to go to those 2 primary direwolves. Again, I apologize for the noise in the background, but this is the only chance I have to make a video, so you're going to get some toddler noises. But yeah, this one fails, ultimately, and this is what I was thinking earlier that was the fail. It was actually on this profile. But yeah, my second profile is just struggling on the unit levels for SR15 without Berserk. I'll show you these ones real fast. Nothing too fancy here, just a bunch of fails on my lower level profiles as well. So can definitely switch some things up here and find better strategies, but it just does not go well. As you see, boom, don't even get 7% off. Same deal, a little bit of a different strategy. I had to put the 2 arcane blades on the bottom because they were lower level than the one on the top, but even then there's just not enough push to get through to those storm callers. So that's where I'm having trouble on my lower profiles. And then my 5th profile, yes, I have actually 6 profiles altogether. I don't know what I'm thinking. But on my 5th profile, I am not able to push through either. So it's going to be a rough time. I'm sure there's going to be some good strats out there. Please submit them and help us out, because I'm certainly struggling on everything other than my main profile where I've put most of my resources. I was talking with Jepsur and a lot of other people on the command table. Again, link in the description for our Discord. But we had this thought about UBs, and then that led me to this, because we were thinking, oh, if we put the Celestial Spear in, which was Jepsur's idea, that that could carry the damage on the boss and get the job done. You'll notice that all my stuff dies, and that's because this soul pylon remained alive. But this was the initial concept. Let me just show you again. The 2 ECs, Celestial Spear, Stormcaller, and then the 2 Assassins. And this was the problem right here. This group of Assassins gets the Stormcaller, but it doesn't get the Soul Pylon. So let's go ahead and skip ahead to the next one. The one-shot. So this one, I adjusted the formation of the Assassins and the placement. And watch this. I get on the top and the bottom, you get both the Soul Pylon and the Stormcallers just plucked right out of the middle of there. And I don't worry about anything else because I've got the Stormcaller to get the rest of it. That gets a little dicey here when the chain doesn't get all the way through to the back to get this last life stone. Fortunately, the spiders keep coming, which sends the Eternal Champions that way, and we get another meteor proc from the Spear of Cataclysm. And that leads them all the way to this slice stone, gets that done, and sorts it out. So almost no matter what you do, there could be some RNG blips that make it just where you're going to fail from time to time. But, you know, you see the ECs chipping away, but every time that Celestial Spear hits, it's just hitting like a truck. Boom. Boom. Yeah, it takes out like 4 or 5% per shot, and when that Ring of Unity procs and you get the increased attack speed and damage, that just shreds right through. So I was able to get a one-shot with that, and that is using different elixirs. No, pull that up again. Using the health elixir. So that's a primary difference there. If you want to use up some different elixirs, this may be a viable build. But honestly, I don't know if it is viable unless you've got, which very few people do, the level 100 Celestial Spear with double reload. So that may be off limits for a lot of you. Let's see what else we had here. Oh, I tried a couple different ones on my second profile afterwards. I figured if I tried 4 bomb bots, maybe that would clear up that whole front line faster and get to the Stormcallers more quickly, which it does. And it just, for whatever reason, that bottom, I just have the higher level units on the top and I just don't have enough push on the bottom. And let's see, I think that pretty much covers it for this time around. So it was a bit of a rough raid so far. If you come up with any clever ideas, please do share them with us, and we'll see what we can do to help out the community. I'll hopefully be able to put out a video with a brilliant new strategy that somebody comes up with, because I'm running out of ideas. Anyway, thank you for watching. Again, you can join us on Discord, link in the description, and please do all that liking, subscribing stuff, and we'll have more content for you in the near future. Bye for now.